Alright, so I noticed when I went to upload my video that it cut off. I think I ran out of room on my flash drive. So we've got a part 2 here. I think we cut off right here where we were dividing by B to find what C was, pulling it outside the parentheses and finding out what C really was. So we divided by 1/2 and we got x plus 2 pi. And 1 pi by 1/2, that was up here. It's multiplied the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator. All right, so what I want you to do is we see C is in fact negative 2 pi. Because we have a plus 2 here, it means x minus what? Negative 2 pi. What I want you to do here is I want you to pull B out. B is 2. Divide both by 2, pull it out, and see what C is. Okay, so stop the video and do that, and check in with me tomorrow. And then we're going to go on and figure out, we're going to do the next. So we're going to do this graph at the bottom. We're going to start it from the beginning and do it again. So what do? I see that B is inside the parentheses. I need to come out. So I divide both sides by B. B is 1/4. So now I have y equals negative 2 cosine 1/4 times x. Now, I have to take pi over 2 and divide it. So I multiply it reciprocal. I get 4 pi over 2, which equals 2 pi. So I divided, and now I have x plus real C, x plus 2 pi. What is C? Well, my C is negative 2 pi. So now I'm ready to write A, B, C, and D. A is negative 2, B is 1/4, C is negative pi, and D is 0. There's nothing added on. So because I have a C of negative 2 pi, my whole shift is left 2 pi. And what that also means is that I start my x values at that C, negative 2 pi. Okay? So we've evaluated what C is, and then we're starting our values with C. We need to find the amplitude interval, so let's go back and do that. The amplitude is the absolute value of A, which is 2. The period is 2 pi over B, which is 1/4. Here again, I got to do some math. I've got to take the numerator, multiply by the flip of the denominator to get a period of 8 pi. The interval is the period divided by 4. It's just a formula, which equals 2 pi. Now I'm ready to finish this graph. Well, I'm doing my x values. I know that this is the length of one full cycle. That's starting at negative 2 pi. So I'm going to add the period. Negative 2 pi plus 8 pi. I'm going to end at pi. So, shifted graphs start at C. Now, all graphs start at C, right? Because if it wasn't shifted, it'd start at 0, because C is 0. All right? Now, I use my interval. I'm going to start at C. I'm going to add the interval. Negative 2 pi and 2 pi is 0. 0 and positive 2 pi, 2 pi. Pi and 2 pi, 4 pi. So I have my x values. Now I'm going to go to my y values. There is no vertical shift, so I just have to worry about the negative cosine. I start at the minimum, interval, maximum, interval, minimum. And I think about my amplitude now. I know my intervals are going to be 0, no shift. And my amplitude is 2, so my max will be 2, will be negative 2. And now I'm ready to graph this. So I see that I'm going to start at negative 2 pi. So I'm going to take this move it over, because I need to have space on the other side. So let's highlight a new y-axis. We got a x and an x-axis. Okay, so x, let's label our graph. I'm going to, every 2 blocks, I'm going to say 2 pi. We're going to say 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi. Everything positive. Now we're going to have to start at negative 2 pi. You always want to have evenly spaced and add some on the end. Just to I'm going to show something. Okay, because we are only going to graph this piece, continues on infinitely in either direction. Let's label our y-axis. Now we're going to plot points. Negative 2 pi, negative 2. I'm just taking this point and plotting it. 0, 0, 2 pi, positive 2, 4 pi, 0, 6 pi, negative 2. And I'm going to connect with a soft curve. Now what I want here is that this graph continues on. I'm only highlighting 5 points of it, but it goes on ever. Okay, that is the graph. You can see those little dots, but it's going on forever. I'm graphing a piece of it. Okay, so what did we do? We shifted horizontally because we had a C value. We factored out we saw that we had a negative 2 pi as our C value, so we started our graph at negative 2 pi. All right, go ahead and finish your home class tomorrow.